Okay, good afternoon. I am back. I have been out of touch, out of the loophole, out of everything for about 3 weeks. And I wanted to explain why, because I hate missing my lives. I'm getting into the habit of it, and I love visiting with y'all, and hope you're spreading the word for me. But I've been moving. We were in a rent house trying to decide what we were going to do about buying or building or what. And the people decided they wanted to sell the house. Well, we didn't want it. It needed too much work to update it. So we had to quickly find another rent house, which we did. And right after that, I was invited to go to Florida to visit with a girlfriend of mine that lives there in the Villages, which is a super nice town. It's really a city. There's it's an over 55, which I know I don't look over 55, and I'm not. If my grandchildren ask me, I'm 25. But the people I were visiting were, and anyway, they just had a lovely home. We stamped and started on Christmas cards, and I got to relax a little bit from the packing, only to come home, ready to move, packed up the car, got to the house, and it wasn't ready for us. So that was the first dilemma. And when we finally did get moved in, we are moving tons and tons of stuff. I'm not going to cuss, but you know what I'm talking about. We have stuff that we need to throw away. Our parents, both sides, Rod's parents and my parents. And so we've moved 3 households, and I've never taken time to go through it. It's kind of like with COVID. I didn't start doing live productions or anything until I was forced to. So here once again, I'm being forced to go through all this stuff because we're not moving again and taking all this with us. So I'm having a huge garage sale after the first of the year and a BOGO sale too. So be watching for that. Okay, I hope all of you are well and safe. We have been blessed by the hurricanes once again. I cannot believe it. Knock on wood. And Ziggy thinks there's somebody at the door. There she goes. Anyway, we've had some wonderful top-down weather. We have a convertible, and that's what I call these beautiful blue sky days. Cool to put that down. But summer's back today. So, well, let's get on and see what we're doing today. Ziggy, shh. It was me. Oh, well. Okay. Today, we are going to be making this cute little card. And I'm getting ready to flip this, and the tree will be on the correct side. But I wanted to show it to you first and let you know that the paper there, is from the new special that's going on right now. Okay, I am going to flip us down, so let's, and we'll see how this works. Getting away from this and knowing what to do, and now coming back, I'm a little nervous that I've forgotten everything I knew about Facebook. So, Ziggy, come get in your bed. Just like children, puppies are easily bribed. Okay, looks like I've got you in the right place almost. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit more and let you see this cute card I made. I wanted something fairly simple, but of course, you know, that's very hard for me because I am not a simple stamper. I am what's called an avid stamper, which I want to make things, you know, add layers and this, that, and the other. So this is simple, but still it gives me the layers that I was looking for. The paper I was talking about is, and I see we are still backwards. Hold on. Now, let's see if that's right. the special that's going on right now that started in, oh, I forgot, you got to see a glimpse of my new apron. I love stamping. Okay, now we're on the right side and you can read everything. Okay, the Curvy Celebrations special started November 3rd and it's available until January. You cannot find details of this in any of our catalogs, only if you go to my website, stampingatthebirdnest.com, under specials, or you can go to my Stampin' Up website, which is stampinlaura.stampinup.com. .net. I hadn't said that in a while. Okay, I will put this on the when I fix up the video. So anyway, with this stamp set, you have it's a different bundle because there are 2 stamp sets that coordinate with the dies, and they are absolutely adorable. This one is called the Curvy Christmas, and the other one is called Quite Curvy, and it's more for all occasions, birthdays, just for you, hello, thinking of you. And then you could have the choice of getting the paper. Now, it's already cut 6 by 6. And remember that if you get the bundle, and it's called a variety bundle, you'll get all of this, the 2 stamp sets, the dies, and the paper. And that's for 10% off. The whole bundle is $70.50. And it's available in French, should you speak French. Now, I didn't use the stamp set. I didn't get the other curvies, the Quite Curvy one, but I got the Christmas one. But I'm not using this, I'm using the paper. Some of our paper is cut 6 by 6, so it's pretty much ready to go. And it's using shaded spruce, cherry cobbler, and Sahara sand. So the 2 that I picked were, let's see if I can find a piece of it. Well, you know it's going to be hidden somewhere. Well, anyway, you can see it on my card. It's right here. It looks like little pine trees. So that's behind that. And then the cherry cobbler strip looks like snow. So I'm going to put this out of the way. And for the sentiment, this is an old stamp set. I say old, it's been in the catalog for several years, but Itty Bitty Christmas, and it just has just about everything that you could want. And because I wanted to use the small punch that I used, and I'll show you that in a minute, I picked this one where it says Christmas Cheer. Now I wanted to show you 2. Do y'all ever get just boggled down? You just can't think of anything to do. You've got all these products, all these samples, and nothing is coming together. Well, now and then, I will either go to the website and do what we call casing, copy and share everything. And that way, 99.9% of the times, I'll take an idea and run with it. I might see a card that I love, but I don't like the colors, so I'll change the colors. Maybe I don't have that stamp set, so I might use the colors they have used and with a different stamp set. And then every now and then what I do is I go to this is on the website, Freshly Made Sketches, but some people call them scrap maps or card maps, card sketches. But it gives you some ideas of what you can do. And the one that caught my eye that I kind of varied from Well, actually, there were two. This one up here that had the little sentiment on the front, I pictured that as DSP and a strip across. And then I came down and I saw this one that was a horizontal card with, they used a circle, but I used a tree, and you can kind of see the similarities there. So that gives you an idea of if you're stumped and you can't come up with something that might help you. All right, so for today's card, what we're going to be doing is taking your Sahara sand. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm gonna line that up. And let me tell you something that you may or may not know. When you go to score, use the very edge. If you don't, sometimes you'll get a mark on your paper. And so you need to take the edge so that you're only doing that little creased part. Okay, now, if you noticed, I embossed it. I did what we call tone on tone, same color paper for the base and for the layer. And the layer is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to be using the Evergreen Forest embossing folder. This is in the holiday or the August-December mini. And if you can tell by looking, the trees on this embossing folder are going sideways. So you need to think about that when you're putting your card in, because you don't want to be doing up and this way and then turn it and have your trees going sideways. There's a line down here that helps you line things up, like so. There you go. And I've got my trees. No, I don't have my trees going the right way. See, you have to watch what I do. What is it? Do what I don't do what I do as I say, or something like that. Okay, now they're going the correct way, and I wanted to get the top of that one, and they kind of go down. So I'm going to run this through our cut and emboss machine. I'm not going to bring it over for you to see today, but I am going to tell you that you can use plate 1, put your embossing folder, and this is the sandwich you're going to be making. You're not going to use the clear plates. So embossing folder 1, and then number 4. I'm sorry, plate 1, embossing folder, plate, and number 4. Y'all, I think I lost every brain cell I ever had in this move. So bear with me. I'm going to run this through. And here, isn't that a great, I love the way that comes out. Okay, I'm going to bring me over a piece of scratch paper. By the way, this is the paper that comes with the our Stamparatus. See, I'm telling you, I lost every brain cell I had. Okay, I'm going to put this with my gel mat there. So I hope y'all are laughing with me and not at me. Be nice. And I've talked to you about embossing folders before, and how when you get your embossed image, sometimes if they're too deep and there's not enough surface to cover, to stick it down, you might need tear and tape. But I'm using regular tape on this. I'm just going to add a little bit that I don't usually add. All right, so there is our layer on top. So I'm going to set that aside while we put these together. Okay, I wanted the snow showing. The other side is pretty too, but for this card with the trees, I wanted the snow, and I wanted the little pine trees. So I'm going to adhere this I cut this, the cherry cobbler is at 1¼ inch, and the shaded spruce is at 1 inch by 5¼ so that it, there we go. And then I have just a piece of the shaded spruce going across. And I didn't trim that off, so we'll just get that with the scissors. And I'm gonna put that right in the middle. And anything that isn't trimmed properly, you can just knock right off. Okay, now you want to be careful because the trees, you don't want them standing on their heads. So that's going to go there. And on the little scrap of Sahara sand, I'm going to take my cherry cobbler and do our cinnamon on there. But another thing I wanted to share with you, you may or may not know how to ink your, let's see if I can grab a Kleenex. There we go. How to re-ink your pads if they need it. I can tell you that from experience, they stay juicy for a very long time. But depending on how old they are and how much you use them, you may need to add a little ink. The way I do it, I've seen people just go in a zigzag back and forth. Sometimes I do that, like so. Sometimes I just do dots. And then you can use a tongue depressor, a knife, whatever you want to use. And just like you're icing a cake, back and forth, gently spreading the ink. Then turn your ink pad just to kind of squish it all around in there. Then you can throw that away. Now, and remember to always check before you do your final thing so you won't mess it up. All right. So there's our Christmas cheer. I'm going to close my stamp pad so that I don't get it in my project. And remember that our stamp pads are stored right side up because the pad is down, and that's why they always stay juicy. Now I'm going to take my classic label punch and line it up. And there I have that. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and do my tree, and it's from the Pine Tree Punch. It's not a necessity, but I find it easier to turn your punches over when you are doing that. And there you have it. So let's get our card. I'm adhering, and I've got my trees going the right direction. And I guess about 1 inch from the bottom or so. Now I want to kind of eyeball where I'm going to put. In fact, let me go ahead and put my little mini dimensionals on, and that way we can be ready. And I'm going to use about 3 here. Well, I got 4 on my fingers. Okay. So, you kind of want to see where you want it. If you wanted to put it all the way over to the side, that's fine. I kind of did mine in the middle with the tree right by it. Then you can peel it off and put it where you want it. And I'm putting it right in the middle of that little green strip. Okay. There you go. Now, isn't that adorable? I think it's cute just without anything, but you know me, I have to have some bling on there. And I'm gonna put these adorable little copper stars. I used these last year and they're still in the catalog and I just adore them. And I'm gonna put it right up there at the top of the tree. Then you have several options. If you want to, if you're a white light person, you can do like the the clear rhinestones, or holiday rhinestones, and that's what I chose. But we also have red rhinestones. Of course, they wouldn't have shown up with the red tree. I would have had to go to a different color tree. So I'm going to use these, and I just picked one from every color, except the red. And then I put a red one here and a red one here. Now, isn't that cute? I just love the way this card turned out. And now, you know me, gotta use my Wink of Stella. Now, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this on camera, but all I'm doing is taking it, I'm trying to hold it up in the light so that you can see it. But I'm not taking any time with this at all. I'm just kind of slapping it on just to give a little glimmer. Oop, got a little too much glimmer there. It does come out if you squeeze it, so watch that. Yeah, that's a little more than what I wanted. Oops. Oh well. There. So you can definitely see it on right there where I squished out a whole bunch. But anyway, here is a card that's not all gold and glittery. But like I said, it's kind of hard to see except when you're looking at it in person. But you could even add some to the tree if you wanted to. Or if you're not into glitter and stuff like that, you don't have to do that. So I hope that you have enjoyed my presentation today. I am delighted to be back with you. I have been trying to get my Stampin' Room organized, and I'm taking a trip to Houston next weekend and going to IKEA. They have some products that pair with the Stampin' storage items. I'm going to try flipping you back up this time and see if I can, there you are. If you can see right back here where the ribbons are, the punch holders, and I've even got ink pad holders. Those come from a company called Stampin' Storage, and they make cubes. So I'm going to have to redo some of these, but cubes for your paper that will fit into the boxes from IKEA. So I'm going to get a 4x4, so that'll give me 16 boxes. And I'm going to get a bookshelf for my stamps, and then that may be it for right now. I'm kind of doing this in stages, but anyway, I am so excited to get organized at last, and I'm pretty organized, but I don't like everything out in the open. So the house we're renting is, if you can see all these shelves, the man was an engineer. So he had, I guess, his tools and plans and whatever. So the top drawers are narrow, and then the next drawer and all the other ones are a little bit wider, but not like a desk drawer. But anyway, I'm learning to use that, and I have my counter where I have my Big Shot. I have my Stampin' Cut goes, and Boss goes up there, my scorer, and all my cutters. So I'm getting there, and I thank you for being patient with me. Looking forward to seeing you next week. And if you decide, of course it's backwards now, so I hope you're good at reading backwards. Anyway, I have the November host code. It's on my website and on my Stampin' at the Birdnest site. So take care. See you next week. Love you. Bye.